5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a test. And it looks like I'm live. All right, everybody. This is Joe with Joe Knows Cryptos. And yes, I'm back. I haven't been here for a while, but I've been kind of busy. So let me just get into things here pretty quick. I don't plan on doing a long video because I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm not prepared, but I was inspired by one of my followers of my channel to do a video. So the first thing, let's look at the cryptocurrency market here real quick. And now the bad thing about this is I cannot see my chart is up here. Okay, it looks like it is. Now I also want to see if I can see comments. If you are commenting, chat, live chat. Okay. All right, looks like it's, well, guys, I'm sorry, I haven't done this in a minute. And, all right, let's just get right into the charts here. All right, so we got the market cap at $2,645,000,000, which is near its all-time high. We're getting close. And I titled this video, are we going to have a Bitcoin crypto blow off top, or are we going to have something better? So all year long, people have been predicting, I've heard prices of Bitcoin hitting 500,000, 200,000. I gave my prediction of 80 to 85,000. And it looks like I'm probably going to be more on track than some of these other, $500,000, $200,000 Bitcoin prices that have been given out earlier in the year. Simply because right now you're at 61,000, right? Every time Bitcoin makes a run up, it always stops. There's always a sell-off. And then there's always a time of regaining support, which looks like we're in now. So, Bitcoin ran up from, 49 up to about, 66. And then we had a little sell-off, and now it's been sitting here at about 61, 62, 63 for, over a week. It might even be longer. It's hard to gauge time in cryptocurrency because days seem like weeks, but sometimes they're not that long. But I think it's around there. Bitcoin's been kind of getting a base here. So that shows me that I don't think we're going to be hitting 500,000. I don't think we're going to have a chance to hit 200,000. Even to hit 100,000, that would mean Bitcoin would have to go up 20,000 per month for the next 2 months. Is it possible? It is possible if people really start FOMOing in, but I don't see it. I'm seeing it as being more of I think 80 might even be a little tough to hit. And that was my prediction earlier in the year. It seems like I said, it goes up, and then we have the profit takers come in and take some money out of the market. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, and there's going to be basically two ways we can kind of tell which way this market's going to go. One, if we do see Bitcoin just shoot up, it just goes from 60, 70, 80, 90, if it does hit 100, 120,000 by the end of the year, it's going to be basically, the chart's going to be basically going almost, straight up, because that would be almost a doubling in price in 2 months. So that chart is going to look ridiculous. It's going to have a spike. And if that does happen to, be the way that it plays out, then I would call that a blow-off top. And it seems like whenever there's a blow-off top, there is a dramatic pullback as well. So keep an eye on that if you're wondering what to do in this market. I feel what we're going to have is more of a gradual run-up like we've had this whole year, basically. Up, consolidate, up, down a little, consolidate, build a base, up. And this is actually better than a spike up and then a spike down, because this is going to make this bull market last a heck of a lot longer than 2 months. This could drag it out till, I mean, this could go for months. This could go for 6 months. It can go for a year. It can go until, if it goes past 2 years, which I don't know if it will, but if it goes past a year, you might have 6 months of a slump, but then you're going to be creeping in on that next halvening, and that's going to just bring the price up again. And when Bitcoin has its next halvening, then you're really going to see, then I think, even if Bitcoin is at wherever it is, I think you're going to see close to a $500,000 Bitcoin after the next halvening. This one was big, but it's still producing 900 Bitcoin a day, and at $61,000, that's a lot of money that has to come into the market to buy up these Bitcoins. And I know that there is a lot of money coming into the market, and that's why we've seen it go up. But trying to compare this market to past cycles is kind of, the last cycle, the Bitcoin total market cap was not even $1 trillion, the total market cap. Now we're over, $2.5 trillion. So back then, to move Bitcoin from 3,000 to 20,000, if $500,000 came into the market, that was huge. That was enough to really drive the price. But now as Bitcoin gets more expensive and the market cap gets higher, more money has to come in to move the price up. And to make it simple, just to make it simple, if there's a bunch of people with $1 each and they want to buy a cup, and the cup costs $3, every time people put in $1, 3 people buy, boom, they can buy a cup. That takes one off the market. Supply and demand goes up. Nowadays, people still have that $1, but the cup costs $20. So now you have to have 20 people come in with $1 just to buy one cup to take it off the market to drive the supply and demand until that next halvening, of course. So that's my view of it. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to have just a slow, steady climb. There is still that Mt. Gox Bitcoin that's going to be coming on the market. But it looks like, the demand is there to eat it up. We may see a little dip. If it happened earlier in the year, I thought it could really hurt the price. Now I'm almost getting to the point where I think it could just kind of drag things out a little bit longer. Now, one thing that could drive the market is, here's something called the MOVE index. And the MOVE index is basically, it's the velocity of money, or the amount of money that's moving around. The higher this number goes, the less money is being exchanged through banks. Banks are able to make less money, loan less money. And when this number gets above 80, and we're at 78 right now, normally what happens is we get another stimulus package. Not a package to, do roads and see how many miles an hour a field mouse can run on a treadmill type of baloney that they're trying to pass now with those type of bills. It won't be a bill. We're talking about stimulus. We get over 80, and we're really close to it now. We're less than 2 points away from that. You see a big jump here, 17 points today, 20, almost 30% today. We get around 80, they're going to start talking about stimulus again, especially if it stays above 80 for, it doesn't take long, I'm talking a week. They're going to start talking about stimulus, giving people free money. Because they know they need to get that money revolving through the system just to keep everything moving. And if it stops and freezes up, it's kind of like the gears in a car. If they freeze up, lock up, the whole machine stops. So they want to keep that greased up. And how they do it is they throw money into the economy, but at people that are going to spend it and keep it moving. So if this does get above 80 and we don't get a stimulus package, well, that could be a problem. That's when you may want to look to start maybe watching this crypto, all the markets a bit more closely, because more than likely that could spark a downward move in everything. It's basically a sign that people are running out of money. They don't have money to spend when this gets too high. And we're real close to that. So if we don't start hearing about stimulus talks, that is one thing I'm going to keep a very close eye on and think about. Maybe, I will never take all my money out of crypto, but I might start considering a little profit taking at that point. If a week goes past and I don't hear any murmurs or rumors of a stimulus package coming out, okay? Something else that's going on here, talking about real estate. They keep saying there's not enough homes on the market for all the buyers. However, Zillow slams the brakes on home buying. It looks like a lot of these bubbles might be coming to an end here. And I know with this administration, it's so hard to tell, because 80% of me believes that everything that's going on here is intentional, that they're trying to collapse the economy. They're trying to make America poorer. I mean, that's the only way to explain it. No rational human being with two brain cells to rub together. And I'm sorry if you like Biden. I don't want to get political on this, but no rational person would allow the things that are going on to continue. No rational president would allow cargo ships to be stacked up in the bay. No rational president would allow millions of illegal aliens to come through the border and then ponder giving them $450,000 in stimulus. If you haven't heard about that one, wants to give illegals $50K. This is real deal. If you haven't heard about this, only 4 days ago, Biden administration considers giving $450,000 to every family that was separated crossing the border. That's going to make illegal aliens richer than actual American citizens who have worked and lived here and struggled their whole lives. So, to me, it just seems like they're intentionally trying to destroy this country. So if they do not give a stimulus check, then that would really just confirm my thoughts. Now, if they do, that means they're going to try and let this air out of this bubble a little bit slower, but the bubble is just getting bigger. And here's a problem that America is in right now. All right, here's the debt. This is the debt clock. If you haven't seen it, it's usdebtclock.org. And this is the national debt. 100,000, million, billion, trillion. Almost about to be 29, going into $30 trillion. The problem that we have right now is we have the lowest interest rates that we've had maybe ever in America right now. And low interest rates are used to stimulate the economy. So when things aren't moving, things are not, money's not being borrowed, they give money at very low interest rates to get people borrowing to buy things to keep the economy going. When they raise the interest rates, like the housing market is on fire, normally what they do when the housing market is as hot as it is they raise interest rates to cool it down a little bit. See, when things are going slow, they lower interest rates. When things are hot, they raise interest rates to slow them down to try to keep a balance. Well, the housing market has been on fire for years now, and all they've done is is lower interest rates. They did try to raise the interest rates 3 separate times, and each time they did, the markets basically started to crash, and they had to reverse it and go ahead and lower the interest rates. But other than that, there's another reason why they can't lower these interest rates. And that main reason is the debt. See, we have to pay interest on our debt. And we owe so much money that we can barely pay the interest now. That's why this debt is constantly going up. It's never going down, because we can't afford to pay it off. We're in a debt system. If they raise the interest rates even 1%, we won't be able to pay even the interest on this loan, which will make the United States default on its national debt, which will lower our credit rating, and in turn lower our standards of being the leader of the world, which they're trying to do anyway. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. But things can go to hell real quick here, guys. People have been talking about bubbles for the last couple of years. I think we're getting about as close as we can get right now. So is cryptocurrency going to save us? Is it going to be the answer? Well, I just had a little interesting text with a friend of mine, and we were talking about Biden is proposing, he's got a pick to regulate the national banks, a woman named Amarova. And they're basically saying, the rumor is she's basically a communist. Now, she's from Kazakhstan, and they're saying she's Kazakhstani, but if you haven't heard, China basically owns Kazakhstan. When they sold their Bitcoin miners, they basically sent them to Kazakhstan. So China is still mining Bitcoin. They're just not doing it in their country. They're doing it through Kazakhstan. So this woman, Amarova, for starters, they say she's Kazakhstani, but you tell me, does she look Kazakhstani to you? She doesn't look Kazakhstani to me. She looks very Chinese. See, this is how they try to fool people, mislead people. She lives in Kazakhstan, but she's, I believe she's probably just communist. And so here's the spin on what's going to happen here. If she is actually put in place, this is who Biden is electing, they're basically going to use a digital, this is her plan. She wants to use a digital currency, and this will be for basically any time the government gives citizens money. This is going to be through Social Security. You're going to get in a digital currency. This is going to be through your tax refund will be through digital currency. Anytime they give any kind of government assistance or stimulus, it's going to be through digital currency. And here's the thing: this is what she says now. Digital currency is going to be monitored through everyone's bank accounts. So they're going to be in everyone's bank accounts, and they're going to basically going to control your money and how you spend it and what you spend it on. So if you're spending it on something they don't like, they're going to deny your purchases or the amounts of money you get. I'm not sure how they're exactly going to control it, but it says right in the article I read that they're going to control how you spend your money and what you spend it on. So basically, you know how they're always pushing this climate change thing? That's their next agenda here. Whether you believe in climate change or not, I believe that the climate is constantly changing, I believe the man part of it is a very small part that's almost insignificant. This is just, to me, another globalist way to tax us and gain more control. It's all about control. It's about controlling energy, because when you control a country's energy, you basically control the entire country. And that's what separates first world from third world, basically, is energy. And so that they're probably going to say, hey, you can't eat beef because cows throw off too much carbon, so we're banning eating beef. And if you buy beef with these coins we give you, we're not going to allow the purchase, or we're going to deny you getting any more purchases. It's true communism, almost social credit score level. All right. So guys, let me get off that jag now. Let's go through the market a little bit. I'm just going to give you some of the coins I like here, what I don't like. I'll see if there's any comments. I know it's kind of late and I haven't done a streaming video in a while, so there may not be many people on here watching. But guys, I think you got to be in Bitcoin. Bitcoin has no office to shut down, has no manager to fire, threaten, put in jail. There's no one to fine. Bitcoin has no leadership. It is its own thing. It's genius. It's brilliant. Whether you're a fan of Bitcoin or not, it's going to be here. It's going to last no matter what. Ethereum, so much stuff is already being built on it. There's so much money in it, big name money in it. Not going anywhere. Binance Coin had a great run this last week. It was about $400 2 weeks ago. It went up to $546. Looks like Binance has built, not only other people are building dApps and things, NFT platforms and things on Binance, but Binance itself is investing a lot of money into Binance, starting their own cryptocurrencies and putting a lot of money into it, where they're actually going to be things that are essential to have, that are not going to be fly-by-night things, and that's going to keep Binance going. Tether, U.S. dollar coin, I don't really spend too much time on that. Cardano had a nice run up. It went up to about $3. It's pulled back here to $1.94. Probably regrouping, probably waiting for some new news to come out. There was some profit taking, obviously. Long term, looks like Cardano will probably be pretty good. Solana, all right. My hang up on Solana is, like Ethereum, but now Ethereum is deflationary. When you look at Solana's max supply, there is no max supply. So, they can really make more Solana anytime they want, which worries me. I'll be honest with you. The price has shot up, so much. From $33, even lower, over 200 now. But I do worry about that a little bit. It could go up more, but I think it might. If the whole market goes up, of course it's going to go up. But I think its big run-up days may be behind it. I'm not saying there's not gains to be made. I just think the massive gains have already been made in it. XRP, boy, I know BitBoy pumping the heck out of this. I've never been a fan of XRP, and I'm still not. I'm sorry. If you're an XRP army, do what you will, but not interested. Polkadot, I believe, look at it, up 13% today. That's probably going to make a run up near $100 at least. These meme coins, I'm not even going to comment on. USD coin, Terra Luna, they're saying it's going to be deflationary by the end of the year. That's probably going to see a pump. Chainlink has a ton of partnerships, but I do believe some new competition is starting to creep in a little bit that maybe has some people second guessing it. I think overall it has so many partnerships that it's going to be fine. I don't know if we're going to see it fly up like it did the little previous cycle before this, but it's still going to be fine. Avalanche, all these platforms that you can build on, like Ethereum, Avalanche, Cardano, Polkadot, they're all going to see gains, I believe. Avalanche, has a good NFT platform already. Binance, another one. Litecoin is just Litecoin. I don't think Litecoin's time is this cycle. I think it needs another halvening to really explode. I think it will go up with the market. I own quite a bit of Litecoin, but I just don't think it's its time yet. There will be a time when Bitcoin is so expensive, and people are going to see that Litecoin is very, very similar to Bitcoin. And they're going to start jumping into it because the price is so much lower, and they're going to see, hey, if Bitcoin can hit $1 million, there's no reason why someday Litecoin can't hit $1 million. I don't know when that day will be. I think it might be after the next halving, but who knows? And that's why I hold on to my Litecoin, because I don't know. It could be sooner. I just bought some Polygon this week. Algorand, I'm not going to comment on. Bitcoin Cash, again, just not interested. A lot of people love VeChain. My biggest problem with VeChain is that it is based out of China. I don't want to have anything to do with China. So, maybe you can make money in VeChain. I just don't want anything to do with China, Chinese companies out of China, any place that China can have control of a company, and just not interested. I'll tell you what I have, what I do think is going to be, obviously, is big right now, are things like Decentraland, these gaming tokens. And let me give you a couple that I like. Decentraland, fine, you're going to see run-ups. Sandbox, I believe, is going to be good. Up 68% today. I do not own any Sandbox. I was going to buy some 2 days ago when it was like $1. It was like $1.65, and I didn't pull the trigger. Why, I don't know. I was hoping it would drop down a little before I can get back in. But one I did buy was ILV, Eluvium, and I hated to spend that much money on it, but I looked at it. It looks like a real cool place. It looks like it's going to be really popular. I know if I was a big gamer, that this might be something I was interested in. And actually, I bought it at about $1,030. I only bought a couple of them because that's all I could afford, but this is a little bit of what their metaverse is going to be like, their gaming. Very realistic looking. Looks kind of exciting. Kind of cute. Which is going to be relatable to boys and girls, males and females. It's not just a war game where it's killing, where that'll turn off girls. And it's not like My Neighbor Alice, which is just, a girl that'll turn off guys. This, I think, will have appeal to everybody. So that's a little bit of Eluvium, and another one. I don't know if you can even hear me talking over that. Sorry, guys, it's kind of loud. And I'm going to get off here in a minute, and maybe I'll check comments just to see if there are any. But it was Farah. I thought this one looked pretty cool. Problem with Farah is buying it. I'm not sure where you can buy it, and currently the price is down. So maybe other people are having trouble buying it as well. And there's probably about 30 of these, maybe even more, 30 of these metaverses are gaining cryptos out there. But it looks pretty good. They have NFTs. They're broken into different groups, heroes, humans, and orcs. I'm not too big on the NFT thing, but I know to play this game you have to buy a character, and the cheapest orc is $542. So if you want to play this game, you're going to have to put some money into it. If you want to buy a demon, cheapest demon, $54,000. I mean, dragons, $9,000. Then you can also get different types, I guess, elements, water, thunder. I looked at it a little bit. I don't know all the details. And then they also have like upgrades that you can give your character that you have to buy, again, of course. So if you're really into this game, and I know people get into these games, you can buy different helmets and shoes and gloves, and they all cost, some money. They're a lot less than the character, $7 seems to be the starting price. But yeah, just another one I thought I would mention. And down on the list, still 606. So this is one that could maybe take off, and I think it can maybe take off once their game gets a little closer to completion, because there's only 100 million tokens, which is not that many when you look at some of these, that I just showed you that have an unlimited amount of tokens, or even 100 or even a billion. 100 million doesn't sound that bad. This is something that, if it does get popular, can easily, get into the $40, $50 range, I would think. All right, guys, let me go into comments section here. Oops, that's a presentation I'm thinking about giving. So where am I? Live stream. All right, where have I been hiding? Great call on Cody. Thank you. Yes, Cody. I did very well with Cody. I was very happy with that. I was going to do a Crusher of the Month, and I ended up not doing it. But if I was going to do one for this month, I'll give it to you real quick. I know it's already had a bit of a run-up. Queued them right here. I was going to make a video about a week ago, maybe about 4 or 5 days ago. But, I mean, you see what it has done already. So I hate to make a video on something that's already, went from $12 when I was going to recommend it up to 17. But it's something you still might want to look at. I think it still has some time to run. I'll try to do these Crushers of the Month, but this is the latest one I saw that I thought was a good buy. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching. That did run a little bit longer than I had expected. Looks like we're 33 minutes. But as always, I like to say, kiss your husband, your wife, hug your kids, pet your pets. God bless each and every one of you. And y'all have a great night. I'm going to end it here. Bye now.